What's up, everyone? Welcome to the third episode of. Is it third or fourth?
Third episode.
Third episode of Damn, That's Good with Big Selena's Barbecue. It's our first episode of 2021. Thank goodness we're out of 2020. So this episode, we're going to just do a little 2020 in review, talk about our plans for 2021, business related, and maybe even personal related. And then we'll get into just chatting about barbecue and whatever pops up. I'm your host, Randy, joined by my brother, Junior. And as you can see on camera, he does have his little daughter, Eden, on screen. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Junior.
Hey. All right, I'm trying to play super dad. So a shout out to all the dads out there for all they've done for us. You never know how hard it is until you actually have to do it. So shout out to them. I think last episode we covered a lot of things. 2020 was great. We had Scott Riley, I think is it, or from
Ed Riley.
Ed Riley. Sorry about that. We had Mr. Riley on there from B&B Charcoal that gave us a lot of information. We'll probably try to have him on again because he really did give a lot of information. On there we had Derek Bollinger from they just kind of give us our tips from your typical backyard barbecue cook. We've gone over a bunch of safety tips, and I think the one thing that we've always stressed here that we love to stress is just to cook with love and cook with confidence. That's your key. As long as you do that, you're going to be successful. We have a ton of ideas that we're coming up for 2021. Thank God. Hopefully it's better than 2020. Hopefully everybody's off to a good start so far. And like I said, we have a ton of ideas. We have a ton of things we're going to do. And let's get going. Let's get to this show.
Yeah, it's the first thing. Talk about Christmas. Our Christmas was very different. We had basically two different Christmases. One with our sister. We did a FaceTime with, or we attempted to do FaceTime, I should say, with our niece in Utah, Victoria. And then we had one on Sunday when Junior and Chelsea came over to open their presents. So, I mean, it was very, very different this year because, you know, COVID, people being sick and just taking precautions. I did cook up several briskets for customers after, for New Year's and stuff like that. But, I mean, Christmas and New Year's was totally different, nothing in the norm. What about you, Chris? What did y'all do for Christmas?
Same thing, man. It was, this year actually it was just me and my girlfriend here in my apartment, and so that's a little different. Usually I'm with the fam, or at work. So it's been definitely a different year, but it was really nice, man. I think that's what I always look for the silver linings when it comes to these types of things, and I felt like even though it was different, it was cool to have that one-on-one time with Lainey and just really, enjoy the holidays together. It's just something that we haven't done before. So it was really cool. For Thanksgiving, we cooked a great meal, and we did that again for Christmas. We ended up doing just the basic baked ham with some mashed potatoes and some mac and cheese, and it was awesome. So good.
Nice.
Yeah, we had at Leslie's we had tamales.
Oh yeah, you were talking about the tamales, man. Did you get your tamales, Junior?
We did get our tamales. Randy and my mom threw down some brisket tamales. That might be something we have to learn to do ourselves, Randy, because those things right there were awesome. I think we got a bunch of them, and Chelsea and I just kind of tore them up. They were gone. There we had the regular pork tamales, and those were delicious. We ate those. So, we just need to start trying different recipes and stuff on it, really learn to make them. I know they're just very time consuming, and that's the one thing about tamales. It's a little different, but it's a little hard. People don't like doing it just because I said it's a time consuming thing, but it was great. It was a different Christmas for sure. Like I said, ours doing FaceTime even with Chelsea's family because those of you that don't know, that didn't know it, I actually had COVID. Chelsea luckily never did. So I was in the hospital, out of the hospital, recovered now, out of it, negative. So it was a little different now that it's still going. So people, please, please, please be safe out there. Wash your hands, wear your mask, because that is killing people. We've had people that have died in our family from it. So we definitely don't want any of our listeners, any of our customers to die of this horrible disease and virus. So please take care and take care of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And then New Year's, but I don't know about y'all, but I was in bed early.
We actually made it. We made it. It was an effort because, like, you know, my schedule is so much different now. You know, like I get up at 5 in the morning. It seems like a lot of times. And so yeah, and so like it was an effort, but we made it to midnight, which was nice. And like I said, you know, it was a little different. It was more chill, more laid back, but it was really, really cool to just have that one-on-one time. So it was still nice. It's still fun. Did you guys did you hear any fireworks? Did you have any of those types of issues? I know that.
Yeah, you know it. They've been popping them over here since New Year's Eve every night.
Last night they were popping them. We were over there. Yeah, we made it to midnight as well, but we've been binge watching Longmire. So
oh, nice.
We've been binge watching the show, so it's easier to stay up there. But I don't think we watched any of the countdown shows. We just kind of on our phone.
Very different, you know, just like you said, how different it is for everybody. It's different on those shows too, man. They're showing, you know, I got a buddy, you know, who's on the other show. He just moved to New York to be with his girl, and he does some videography for news sites and stuff like that. And he was there in Times Square, and it was like ghost town, man. There was nobody out. Wow. It was definitely different to see, you know, New York, the epicenter of, you know, the New Year's Eve celebrations, and have the empty streets out there is pretty insane.
Yeah. Very, very different.
Yeah, I was watching some of Jorge's stuff, and I was like, oh, my goodness, that's totally out of the norm. I mean,
yeah.
I'm used to seeing New York with millions and millions of people packed on one street.
Right on. We got our hands on some tamales as well because it is the season.
That's it.
What is your, like, I know that, you know, pork is usually like probably one of the most predominant ones, or beef. Like there's some weird ones that I've never ever had the opportunity to try, like bean and cheese. Some do sweet ones. Have you guys ever had any of the different ones, or you guys do the standard proteins?
Yeah, ours is the standard pork or chicken, and then we started getting into the brisket now, I think.
Oh, wow.
Today or tomorrow, she's going to try doing smoked brisket. I already smoked part of it, so she's going to try that to see how.
Hell yeah.
Chicken ones are really good when you make, but those are, like I said, it's harder because it's a little bit more expensive. Chickens are. Now, I've heard of people doing some ones that have dessert fillings in it.
Yeah, so the sweet ones, yeah.
And I'm like, I've never tried it. So it's one of those I would love to try, but it's
I would definitely want to try a bean and cheese one. That sounds actually pretty good.
It does. Sound good.
Do y'all put anything on top of y'all's tamales? Like queso or something? I know people.
Yeah, I don't want to put.
What I'm getting at to you.
Well,
would you put ketchup on it?
I was gonna say yes. I want to put my mom out there, man. She's from Chicago, and so she has always put ketchup on her tamales, and I always thought that was interesting. But now that, you know, Whataburger has the spicy ketchup, man, spicy ketchup on some tamales is pretty damn good.
It might be okay. I could probably get onto that. I've known some people that put some ketchup for sure. Salsa. I've heard of people putting stuff on, like your beef ones or your pork ones, putting chili and cheese and basically almost making it like a corn dog, like a chili cheese dog. But a chili cheese tamale. I've heard of people doing that. So.
Yeah, my mom used to also do like a Frito pie kind of. With tamales, which is awesome. Just layered tamales and throw some chili and cheese on top, man. It was good stuff.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, you can get very unique with it. The only difference is a lot of recipes aren't really written down. I know, like Victoria was asking our mom for the recipe for tamales. She's like, I don't have any. It's all, you know, pinch of this or pinch of that. You know, you're just basically adding to taste.
Absolutely.
That's got to be us thing, a Mexican thing. Because I don't think we talked about that. We don't ever write recipes down. Everything's on touch. Like we did, I'm glad you brought it up. We did a beans thing on a cook-off, and we won second on it. And we've never, ever, ever been able to duplicate that taste again and that taste again. It's like I wish we would have wrote down what we put on it. We don't even know what we put in there. It's just I don't know what it is. That's what. But I've got Randy starts one thing. Randy started getting good at it. It's like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Let's at least write down what we put in it. We might not write down how much, but at least we know what we put, so we can try to get close to that taste again. And I think
that makes sense.
That's why he's developing his new rubs and his new.
That is very exciting, man. I saw that. You want to talk a little bit about that and let everybody know, what's going on with that? Because I mean, that is exciting.
Yeah. So I've got what is it? It's called Holy Garlic. It's basically like an SPG rub, but when you taste it, you can taste more of the garlic in it. And then I did one last week. The hot porker rub, and I was trying to make a big batch of the holy garlic rub, and I kind of made a big no-no. Instead of using the garlic, I used onion powder and mixed it. So I was like, well, since it's messed up, let me go ahead and just try something else to tweak this, the porker rub. And right now, I like this one better than I did the previous one, so I think I'm gonna go with it.
Wow,
it's kind of
happy accident.
This is the porker rub compared to the hot porker rub. Totally different color.
Oh, yeah.
Totally different flavor. And then you have the holy garlic rub. Like I said, just your standard like SPG type stuff. But as you can see more of the garlic in it.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
And even your new bull rub, the no bull rub, it's selling thing. We know people that are buying it left and right, using it. So if you haven't tried it, try it. Give it a shot. It is starting to sell and pick up its sales as well.
And you can use these rubs on anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So like our noble rub, I use it mainly on our briskets. I had someone use it this weekend on chicken wings. We've had people using it on chicken, pork butts, pork ribs. The holy garlic rub is going to be your basically, you can use it on vegetables, your base layer for briskets, pork, whatever. The porker rub, it will be basically a pork rub, but you can also use it for brisket. So like the brisket tamales that we're going to end up trying is going to be basically with the porker rub. And the hot rub is just going to give it more of a kick to it. But those two are, we're just kind of still in development on it. Mm-hmm. The holy garlic rub will be released sometime the end of January.
One thing that you've, you and Junior really made a point to kind of share with the is that, your barbecue sauce is something that enhances the flavor of different rubs and those types of things. So what are we talking about when we're using the sauce with your rubs now?
That I couldn't tell you. I hadn't tried it yet.
Okay.
The hot porker one, I did kind of try it with the sauce and without the sauce. With the sauce, it just give it more of a balanced flavor of it. You still will get a little bit of a heat just using the original one. But right now, the whole purpose of just developing the rub is just to get it without the sauce to see how it's going to come out with first, and then get into seeing it,
yeah, that makes
how it's
sense.
going to be with sauce.
Hell yeah.
But it's easier to make rubs than it is to make sauces. Cause,
for sure.
You mess up on something like I did, you can basically change it and tweak it to get it to where you want it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
But yeah, that noble rub is starting to pick up in sales.
And you can get all these products at BigSalinasBarbecue.com.
Yes, yeah. And then if you want to pay at the Noble Rub in stores, it's in Stone Ace Hardware in Dallas, and now in Joe's Meat Market in Royce City. But you can also just order online if you're not in state of Texas. If you order it, usually the next day is when it gets shipped out. Unless it's Friday, then it'll be Monday.
Nice. Good. And you have any other rubs or any new creations, the mad scientist that you're cooking up, thinking of?
I'm trying to think of a chicken rub. I have the name for it, but I don't know what I want the chicken rub to taste like. But that'll be probably the next thing. before I get into making more sauces. Um, with the sauce, I think we're going to end up trying to do a thicker version of the original one, and then a sugar-free version.
Oh, nice.
That I'm going to try to get to taste like the original one, but it may not. But I'm not going to come out with it before, if I don't like it or if
Yeah.
our family doesn't like it, we're not going to, release it.
One of those that may or may not ever get released. Now, the current sauces, your spicy and, of course, the regular. If somebody wanted to purchase other than Big Salinas Barbecue, what are the stores that you're in right now? I know we're in 10 stores. What are they? Which ones are they again?
So Chard 380 in McKinney, Jose's Hands Butcher Shop in McKinney. You have Joe's Meat Market in Roy City, Outdoor Grill Cells in Weatherford and in Joshua. Then you have Lakeside Urban Grocery in Flower Mound, Moshak's Meat Market in Conroe, the barbecue store in Hempstead, and they can also ship online if you want other people's rubs. Go online, and they can get that out to you. Stone Ace Hardware in Dallas, and then Texas Barbecue Depot in New Braunfels. They can also ship stuff to you as well.
And what are I know you put something on there. How many have you sold? I mean, I know you're over 1,000. What are you at like right now combined?
So for the end of 2020, we had since April, we had 1,068 bottles combined sold of sauce. That basically boils down to 617 of the original ones since 4/8/2020, and then 451 of the spicy since June 12th. And then for the Noble Rub, when it was released in October 7th, we sold 74 of that, but it's picked up since the past couple of weeks.
Wow,
that's awesome, man!
Just wanting
Congratulations.
Help.
Yeah,
thank you.
You really, like I said, you kill it with this sauce and the spices and the rubs, and it's funny just kind of getting this stuff because I'll get a text from out of nowhere from you, and it'll be like, "Hey, I got this. What do you think of this label?" And I was like, "Oh, he created something new." So you can tell you're always thinking of it. You're always looking to improve. I'm excited for 2021 just because it's not 2020, but just as we just continue to kind of look back for right now on it, we did some competitions. Obviously, we didn't get to do the ones we wanted to do, and the ones we didn't get to do as many as we wanted. I know a bunch of competitions got canceled on it. What were the places, the ones we did get to do? You take us back down memory lane and how did we do in some of those?
Yeah, so in March was the last one we did before the original one came out, and then before COVID hit. That one we went to Weatherford. We placed 5th in brisket. We placed 1st in Chef's Choice, where we cooked Texas Twinkies, and then we finished in beans. I think it was 3rd in beans or something like that.
Yeah, 3rd in beans because they didn't beat my 2nd place beans. That's why.
We still don't know how we did it. I mean, our dad was trying to do it. Those charro beans.
That's it.
We put it in, the skillets and let it basically soak overnight. So basically turn the beans black. And it's like, no, let's throw them away. We're not going to get it. So I know we drained it, rinsed them off, put them back in there, put them on the smoker, and then we basically put barbecue sauce in it, threw everything else we needed in there. Some of them were still kind of hard, but I mean, it was good enough to finish 3rd, so whatever.
They were about as dark as your microphone there, Chris, and your shirt. It was pretty dark. And it's one of those two going in with competitions. You never know, and that just goes to the judges. You never know what they like. We thought, we're not getting a call on this, and there's no way. And we're like, okay. As they kept calling, we're like, yeah, this is pretty typical. And then they called their name. Oh, wow, we finished 3rd in that. We were shocked. So that just goes to one of those, you never know. we were happy what we turned in because that's what we turned in. We doctored it up as best we could. So when you're out there in those competitions, don't be afraid to just turn in, be proud of what you turned in, because you never know what those judges are looking for on that particular day. On there, how else we did? I know we did a couple other competitions. What else? How else did?
Yeah, so I went down with Mason and our parents to Houston to the barbecue store. They did a little rib and chicken cook-off. As you can see, let me move this way. I guess I can move the other way. Back here behind my head, the third place mystery box. For that one, basically was like a 2-inch pork chop, like that thick. We had ramen noodles, garlic, green onions, and a can of cherry pie filling. So I went into it. I'm like, we're gonna make tacos. Whatever it is, we're gonna throw Mexican style tacos in it. So basically, took our original sauce, mix it in with the cherry pie filling, smoked the pork chop, cut it, basically made tacos out of it, put the ramen noodles as the bed of it, and finished third. And then we went in September to another cook-off, and we finished first in chicken. Let me see, third in ribs, and fourth in brisket, and then third or fourth in beans.
Nice.
And that kind of ended. I mean, we didn't really have a lot of stuff we could do because, COVID basically shutting down a lot of the cook-offs and stuff. But thankfully, we did have several competition teams that did use our stuff. And then so over since June, those teams, including us, have had 8 top 10 calls in chicken with 4 first place calls, 13 top 10 calls in ribs with 5 first place, 5 top 10 calls in brisket with 4 top 5, 2 top 10 calls in beans, 3 top 10 calls in chef's choice, and then 2 top 10 calls in kids queue. The majority of that is all because of Holy Smoke Cookers and Brothers Keepers Barbecue knocking it out of the park for us week in and week out down in Houston. So I just want to thank them for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, those guys, they do an amazing job on it. And when you're out at the competitions and stuff, so like I said, they're just killing it. Y'all, good job, keep it up. And like I said, any call they get is great for them and great for us because we feel like it's a win for us when you use our sauce or hopefully soon our sauce and our rubs. So that will be a good showing there. Now, we also want to thank our ambassadors for 2020. I don't have a list of who they are. Randy, you have that list of who they are because they've been doing awesome jobs as well for us this year.
Yeah, so Holy Smoke Cookers and Holy Smoke Spice Company, that is Kevin and Laura Caldwell, and then Chris Stone. And then we have Brothers Keepers Barbecue, James Ledbetter. Smokin' Glazed Barbecue, Richard Bellinger. Blazing Bones Barbecue, David Newton. And Sugar Plum Barbecue and with Greg Tappan up in Vermont, I believe.
Wow. All the way up there. That's awesome. Again, thank you to all of you for your hard work as well with us out there on the barbecue circuit, as well as helping us out through social media ways as well. As we look into 2021, I know we have a bunch of personal goals and plans on it. Some of the stuff that I have in the work, just to kind of let you know what I'm thinking in my head. I want to get into, and we'll be talking this out with Randy here in the future, and bringing on some of the women chefs that we have, the women pit masters out there that we have that are in the circuit that are out there killing it. I know we've gone head to head with a couple, and be honest, they just kind of put it to us, beat us up that day. They do a great job as well. Let's see how they feel about just kind of cooking with the men. And What people think is a man, it's a barbecue, it's a man's sport, but they've been doing a great job. So we might do a little segment or something on that coming up. Different ways that people cook on a grill with it as well. Randy, what plans do you have moving forward?
So really, it's just coming out with the rubs, the sauces. Just trying to double the production or sales that we had with the sauce. Um, Try to get more catering jobs. Maybe do more pop ups. Um, Other than that, I mean that's pretty much it. We would love to do more cook offs, but our customers are gonna come first before that. So I mean it's kind of hard for us to plan out which cook offs we want to do because we could sign up for one and someone could come and say, hey, I need 100 people catering for 100 people. We're gonna stop going to the cook-off to take care of the customer. But certainly get into the guests and stuff. We're gonna have more people. People who got products, competition cooks. Gonna start getting into bringing some women onto the show to kind of showcase them because there is a lot of women out there that are killing on competition circuit, whether it's barbecue or steaks. And a lot more women getting into it, which is just better for barbecue in general because it's just not a man sport. It's whoever wants to cook.
For sure.
Awesome. We kind of went over the rubs and over some stuff there. What any other new rubs or new things you've got? I mean, other than I know the holy garlic and the poker one. Any other things you're thinking of? The hot poker,
Porker.
Hot porker, the hot porker, the holy garlic one. What other ones are you thinking of, or any other things going through your head as far as rubs that you're trying to try out?
Just the chicken one. That's pretty much it. I mean, I'm trying to go through the pantry of the sauce. I mean, not the sauce, the rubs that I have now. Go through the Suckle Buster stuff, the Amp stuff, Blazing Bone stuff, so I can get more product in to give them a try and see what we like, and just give them a review to try to help boost their business.
Yeah, I think that's awesome, man. I think it's, one thing that I do love about the show and about what you guys do is you're always highlighting small businesses. And that's great, man. And so, yeah, just like Junior and Randy are saying, man, if you have a product, you want them to try it out, send it to them, hit them up on their social, hit them up on the website, and you can get a hold of them and we'll review your stuff. And they'll let everybody know what they like about it, what they don't like about it. And I think that's a great platform for barbecue as a whole, man, to kind of highlight these people. Like, you said you're going to have some people on. You had guys on from B&B and some of the other cooks that you're going to have on the future. So I think that's really exciting and really fun stuff. And then, Junior, I know you guys also ask people for questions. So if you have any questions, please send them in so that way we can ask our pit masters here and they'll help you out. That's what this show's about, man. It's for the people who are in the know and know, the ins and outs of this of barbecue, and it's for people who are just trying to get into it and just trying to learn. And that's the thing that's really awesome is this show's for anybody who has any kind of interest in barbecue, man. You're gonna find some cool stuff about this show.
Absolutely, that's what we're about. Helping because we help you, it's going to help us. It brings us we want to share the knowledge we have and learn too, like we learned from B&B Charcoal. From there, the one thing with the questions, like I said, don't be afraid to ask any kind of question on it. One thing that's been going through my mind with questions is one that I have to see if we can just kind of broad it, is the safety with your pits and the cleaning process of it. And I asked that question because over the weekend, although they're still investigating it, what happened with Hutchins down in McKinney was on fire. So they are having to reroute things to their Frisco location. I think back in 2017, out there in Austin, Franklin's burned up a little bit due to an amber that kind of got away from the pit as they were making food, getting ready to open up like they do. I mean, we've been down there, and Chris, if you've never been down to Franklin's down there, it's delicious, beyond delicious, but you have to wait in line. I think we got there at like 5 a.m, and we were, I think, the 12th or 13th people in line. There's people that are already waiting in line. By 8 o'clock, it's already wrapped around the corner. There, it's the lines forever and a day. It goes quick when you get in there, but the food's amazing. So, Randy, what are some things that you could do as far as let's start with starting your grill, that fire that you had? I know you posted today because you're out there cooking. You started it. What are some of the tips you can do to kind of keep it safe for everybody? Because if it can happen to a big business that does it every day, they're cooking every day, and they can happen. And it obviously can happen to you, the home cook, but that's your house. I mean, you're out of home. These guys they have insurance on it as well as you should for your house. What are some tips you can do when you're starting that fire just to kind of keep everybody safe in that regard?
If you're cooking off an offset, like Franklin's and Hutchins do, just basically you're going to have to watch the fire, because any kind of piece of ember, can spark up the fire. But the biggest, opportunity for it to do is when you're lighting the pit. A lot of them won't use a torch, like a lot of just barbecue pit masters will. So certainly you can take your old butcher paper that's, soaked in that brisket grease and use that and kind of stick it further back into the fire butt so that way it can go into the smoker if anything, it doesn't come back out and hit the grass. And then just make sure you're always cleaning your barbecue pit. And by that, I mean just cleaning the actual grease from inside of it. Because, one little spark that can go in there is going to basically cause it to go from 225 all the way up to 700. And you're just going to see a lot of nasty smoke coming in. I know we went to one cook-off, and they didn't clean their pit, and theirs basically had a grease fire. And if you have a grease fire like that, close everything off so you can kill that oxygen and kill it. Don't go and open up the doors, because what you're going to do is you're going to get more oxygen into it, and it's just going to spark up. So just make sure you're always cleaning everything. And luckily, with Hutchins burning, it wasn't the pit, it was the kitchen area. So hopefully they can get that fixed and back up in business.
For sure. Even 4th of July, remember although it was intentional, the little grease fire there. So if you're not cleaning your pits enough, how any kind of fire getting into that pit, the flames on it were massive. So it was just to be safe out there. I'm looking at some of the stuff right now on different websites, and from Smoked Barbecue Source, I've got looking at firstalert.com, and then ABC News. And the number one thing that all of these people have on their sites was to keep the grill at least 10 feet away from your house. Now, sometimes that's not possible because it's raining, it's cold, it's snowing. It didn't snow too much here, but it does more up north. So you have it under cover. So so we definitely want to keep it safe, keep it clear. And the next one, it's funny because some of the next ones they have is to keep your eye on the fire. You want to have a little spray bottle of water there, you can. And then, of course, clean your grill regularly. I know some of the things we do on a charcoal grill or something is we will clean it right after we're done cooking. We'll get your charcoal down because it's hot. The kind of grate is hot, so you kind of get your little brush or whatever and scrape it down real good and clean it so that way it's ready to go once you're ready to use it the next time. And you're there. Any other tips or anything else you can share with them, Randy?
None that I can think of to help prevent a fire besides, have a fire extinguisher handy, maybe, just in case.
Right on.
Never hurts.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm wearing the Cowboy shirt. It is the end of the football season. Have you guys ever been big tailgaters? Is that something you guys get into at all as pitmasters?
Absolutely. We've been down to a couple Cowboy games, and there's nothing to me when you're at the game. It's tailgating. I know we've been into some games where we went to playoff games when they played the Lions. I think me and Randy went, but we didn't tailgate that day. We did the standing room with tickets right there. So, and that's an experience, and that's fun too. We've done that with Big 12 championship games, but I think for me was even walking through it, and you see all the tailgating people, and you get the different smells and aromas. Somebody, they're cooking hot dogs. One might be cooking hamburgers. One might be cooking ribs. One might have brisket going. One might have, I've seen turkeys, chickens. I mean, the tailgating, it's to me is when you can do it.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend doing it. Get out there early, get in there, get careful with your drinking, because I know there's drinks you're gonna drink and stuff. The cops will look for you out there, so little tip on that. But I would definitely recommend it. There's nothing like it for definitely for a Cowboy game. Hopefully they get out there and win for you. We've been at the not so successful games. But,
we got a chance, man. That's it. We got a chance.
It, right? That's it. Obviously, when we got this in there, it's Sunday. It's the last week of the football season when we recorded this one. So, which is a crazy scenario. I mean, if we look at it, that's one of the topics that I know when we're at cook-offs, that's what we're talking about. We're talking football. We're big into football. We're talking whether it be baseball or basketball or whatever, everything's tipping off. But I think they said there's 35 different scenarios that can play out. Only one team that's clinched right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which blows my mind. It truly blows my mind that only one team is clinched moving forward. So anything can happen. Everybody's got a shot.
Absolutely. And college football, I know you guys, I mean, you're fans of all sports. I mean, for sure. But I know college football's wrapping up too. How are we happy? Are we sad? How we ending the season for you guys?
My team ended week 1 of the football season. They're in about a 20-year rebuilding stage. It's bad because I'll put it out there. I cheer. I know I'm kind of like Texas here and there, but I really root.
Florida State, right?
Florida State.
Since you're a kid.
And they've been in a rebuilding year for the longest time. And
is that a Deion Sanders thing?
I actually liked them. The first game I liked them, and I rooted for them. They actually lost. It was the first wide right game with Miami. And I just liked the way they played, the uniforms, the way the chant. They did the tomahawk chant before Kansas City did it. So I always kind of give people that are Chiefs fans a hard time with that. But it's there. It's like, I will admit to you, I was giving you a hard time on it, Chris. I was actually hoping Notre Dame would have won. I didn't want to see Bama in it again, but
I mean, that's the thing. They're good, but it's just
they won. I'm kind of hoping maybe Bama wins.
Man, I just feel like, they're always, there's so much good talent in Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson. So anytime we get paired up against one of those teams, I always feel like, it's cool to be here, but I don't see us winning this game. So
I was rooting for you.
Yeah, right on.
See, that game was over
pretty
quickly.
Much. Oh yeah.
The only thing I didn't like is Brian Kelly was like, "Oh, we had a chance the whole game." No, you didn't. You're down 21 points. You're not. The reason why you came back is because they done quit.
And to see that receiver in action, man, like first time he touched the ball, he was gone.
Yeah,
that dude's insane.
Wow.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
you're a Texas fan, aren't you, Randy?
Yeah. So I mean, our season.
You're happy about the new coach, man? You excited about that?
I am. I mean, Tom Herman was a good coach. Don't get me wrong, but he needed to go. Just like Sam. Sam he's a good quarterback, but it's time for him to go. And after seeing that Alamo Bowl game where the backup quarterback came in and was throwing basically bullets to receivers, hitting them on the money, I'm like, you know what? It's his time.
Yeah.
Let him and that running back go. Let them do their thing next year. See what we can do.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. And that's the thing we got it. You brought up tailgating and stuff. And that's one thing with competitions too, is that the Friday nights before the actual competition, that's the tailgating time for it. So when we get out there, of course, we're going to post out where we're at. Y'all come join us, grab a beer with us, have a drink with us, come talk sports with us or whatever else is going on. I tell you, will not be talked about is politics, but talk with those with us. But that's our tailgating time with those. And like I said, that's a good time where we go around. We'll meet the other cooks, the other pit masters that are there, and you really just kind of, just like with tailgating, you get to talking to the people next to you. You get to meeting people you've never talked about. You may never see them again. I know I've run into people and they're like, hey, did you look familiar? And you look at them and you're thinking, where did I see him? And maybe now thinking about it, maybe it's at a tailgating event for a sporting event. It's just crazy that I hate, like I said, football's coming to an end. That's really, to me, that's when the tailgating, because you don't see it with really any other sport. I mean, I've been out to soccer games, and I don't see it at soccer matches.
Yeah, FC Dallas. Yeah, they do.
Do they?
Yeah, oh yeah. And it's really fun, man. It's they have like a support squad. They do all the cheers, they have the drummers out there, but they do a huge meetup before every game, and they do some grilling. Nothing major, but they do some grilling out there. They have some vendors from beer companies out there with some beer and stuff. It's pretty fun times.
Yeah, like I know the Rangers will have like tailgates opening day, but other than that, it's basically someone may go and grill stuff out in the parking lot before they go in. Because it's cheaper to grill than go in and paying $10 for a hot dog.
Right.
Eat before, get that dollar menu before.
That dollar hot dog night.
Yeah, but the dollar hot dog nights are on Wednesday, and they're not even nights anymore. It's like dollar daytime games, whatever it is. So,
I just can't wait to
check
out
the dollar hot dog night. Yeah. It looks nice.
Yeah. New stadium, same crappy team.
Well, we got a new pitcher, man, from Japan. So I think he's from Japan. So that'll be interesting. He's apparently really good. So that'll be cool. And then just anytime, like I know the rebuilding part is tough, but it's also kind of exciting too. You never know, man. Fresh starts, new beginnings. That's what the New Year's whole New Year's thing is all about. Fresh starts, new beginnings. Do you guys get into any resolutions? Are you into that at all?
Normally I do, but past 2 years it's like I'm not gonna make one because I'll make one and I won't. It'll go 2 days and I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, well, you're not trying to lose weight like everybody else,
right? That's when the gyms really blow up and like all their membership goes up so high.
Yeah, no resolutions really, other than just like I said. For me, it's just trying to make. I think I started to make a change for personal, just not for health, but just kind of change a little bit. Who I am, of course, obviously at the beginning of the show, I had my daughter with me. So I've got someone else, that's responsible for the well-being and wants me around. So I think that right there is just kind of continue on that track of doing that. For me is good. But I think a resolution, like I said, Randy said it best for us for a company, is just more catering things. Because that to us, I love the catering part of it, especially when you're out there in the wedding and you see you're there for their big day. And the bride is happy. The groom's happy. We've done things. I know we've done one of the better. I know a couple of weddings that we've done. One of them was pretty cool. We were unloading, and a guy comes up and he starts unloading. He's like, "Here, I'll help you." And it turns out it was a groom in full Marine dress. He was dressed head to toe in his Marine outfit, and nobody else, none of the groomsmen were helping. And when they saw him help, everybody helped. So, and then to see him get married, we were trying to get in and out before he got married, but we got to actually see that. That was pretty special. I think one of the first ones we did, we cooked a bunch of ribs, and the father of the bride came up and says, "Hey, I paid for this. I get to keep these, right?" And yeah, he loved the ribs so much. We said, "Yeah, we're putting it up. This is all yours." And it was about a good tray, a pan full, and he grabs it and he runs outside. Him and another guy run outside, and we don't see them for another 20. We don't see him for a while. So, he loved the ribs. He took them. He made sure he left with those ribs. I think, but the weddings, like I said, to me, that's just something because we just play a small role in it, in that big day, whether it's a birthday or whatever. That's stuff we love to do, and Randy's right. Those take priority. We've wanted to do competitions, and we're ready to do it. And then the week he's about to pay, we've gotten a catering gig, and so it's like, oh, no competition. Let's cook this food for this customer because that comes first. That's priority one. One of our mottos is we're a family making food for your family, and there's nothing that means more to us than that. So we're glad to do it. We love to do it. And like you said, hopefully you need food for your tailgating stuff. Let us know ahead of time. Hey, tailgating next week or something. We'll be more than happy to have it ready for you when you need it ready. So that's another adventure. Especially right now when it comes to playoffs, to watch our Cowboys go out and win it all. All we got to do is win this week, get the Redskins to lose, beat the Buccaneers, which everybody can beat the Buccaneers because, look, Tom is Tom, but Tom is, 40 plus. But Randy Gregory, just, give him some weed and he going to. Then we can get Aaron Rodgers and, in Lambeau, we're going to get Tony and Dez back. Well, you saw that they mentioned we'd have to go through Brady, Rodgers, and then Breeze, and I'm thinking, well, after the whole backfield for the Saints got COVID, are they going to even make it out the first round? Because I don't know about you. I like the new format. I like the one team, the number one seed gets to buy, everybody else plays. That's the way it should. That's the way it should be. And a lot of people don't like it. No, the top two teams need it. I love it. I like
having the seventh team in there. I think is really awesome too.
And if you're the number one seed, you don't the number two seed don't deserve a bye. The number one team deserves a bye. They get the home field advantage throughout the playoffs for them. And I like it. I like the new format on it. Hopefully they keep it the way it is for a little while. But,
yeah, it's gonna be really interesting, man. Who knows, man? Like honestly, I think it's wide open. If you get in the playoffs, man, you got a chance. So I'm hoping that the Cowboys make it in and we get a chance. That's all I want.
I mean, we've been watching from the outside, and we watched the Giants, just basically squeak in and go to 2 Super Bowls and win it all against, the Patriots. I mean, it can happen, son.
Undefeated.
Especially this year, anything can happen, especially with COVID.
That's for sure.
Absolutely.
It is going to be interesting to see. I know, like the fan was talking about what's going to happen. Let's say if Patrick Mahomes or someone gets COVID the week of, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
You can't just postpone it.
No.
You got to play.
Yeah.
That is interesting. What will happen if an outbreak of COVID, and that will be wow. What would they do about the Super Bowl? Like he gets
that they would postpone. They would postpone that.
You think they would postpone the Super Bowl?
I think so.
All those people.
If it was enough players, they'd be like, okay, we'll wait a week.
What if that's what Randy's the thing, right? What if it's like a Friday, a Saturday? Like I think Kamara just got it on Thursday, Alvin Kamara, and then Friday a bunch of other players got it. And like I said, my fantasy league and another one that I'm in.
Honestly, I think a lot of it too is teams who have already clinched and don't need to necessarily go out there and get hurt. So maybe they got in contact with somebody who has COVID, but maybe they didn't really. You know what I mean? Like I think there's a little bit of that too, because the list blew up. It's been a couple guys here or there, but this week it's like a lot of players and a lot of different teams because it's the last week of the season, and in a lot of cases, there's a lot of people that are fighting for some stuff still, but there's still teams out there that really don't need to play. So I think that kind of plays into it a little bit as well. I think.
Correct. And like I said, COVID is no joke because it's like I said, I had it.
Mm-hmm.
I ran it through my head. How could I have caught it? And
right.
I think I had 20 different scenarios before it is. And I know Chelsea's family's running through it now. So it's like we went and I had to go get tested again. And we both come up negative. And they told me, hey, your body's fighting it off. And it's going to take time. So it's just like, you can run through 10,000 different scenarios of how can you catch it. And so you never know. And like I said, along with being safe when you're grilling, be safe out there with this. If you're fortunate enough to get the vaccine, that may be something you want to look into. If not, I know we worry about it. Like I said, Chelsea's a teacher, so she's got to go back on Monday. So we worry about that, especially with kids.
Oh, yeah.
You catch all kind of cold, flu
for sure.
For it. But looking for future episodes on it. Like I said, definitely. If you, Randy, what are we looking at for our next episode? What do we? I know you had a guest on. Is what we're looking at.
Yeah. So next week will be the 11th. Is when the episode will air. That episode will have guest Kevin Caldwell of Holy Smoke Cookers and Holy Smoke Spice Company.
Nice.
He's actually doing a cook-off, I think, in Vitter, Texas that weekend. So either he's going to be at home afterwards or he's going to be driving back that Sunday morning. He's already said if he's driving back Sunday morning, he's just going to do a video of him with him driving just so that we can talk about cook-offs, barbecue in general, and then talk about his rubs and how he got started and all that. So that's going to be a good one to do. And then after that, we're going to be doing one with James Ledbetter, who's Brothers Keepers Barbecue. He's the one that I got the drum for. That you've been seeing. If you've been seeing me post on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram of me cooking on a drum, that's his. He's a maker of that drum, so he'll be coming on to talk about that. And same thing, cook-offs and barbecue in general and how he got started. And then after that, there's more guests that we're going to try to line up.
Absolutely. Because like I said, I love talking to people like that. And Holy Smoke, their spices, they're great. So definitely give them a shot for sure. Now, we had a contest that we were running through. We have a winner. Who was our winner chicken dinner?
It was James Ledbetter who cooked. Let me see what exactly he cooked.
I don't think it was a chicken dinner. I think it was a brisket dinner. Or...
It was.
It looked like I don't know if it's prime rib or it was.
It might have. I'm trying to pull it up too.
Let's see.
It was whatever it was beautiful.
It was great. Yeah. I looked at it and I was my mouth watered a little bit. Come on, computer. Probably time to upgrade this 10-year-old computer, but.
Well, I'm on my phone and it's going slow. He cooked a herb crusted beef tenderloin on the kettle set up for a 2-zone cook.
Nice. Yeah, it looked delicious. I know when I looked at it, it was like, wow. And we had a lot of great entries. I know we had we did have some ribs. We had some brisket going. We had a prime rib going, I think, and a lot of great entries. I know Chris got Danny with Sanchez in there. Mm-hmm. His looked amazing too.
Yeah,
it was tough. I mean, I looked at it, but looked at it, but I think for me, when I saw his, it was like, wow, my mouth just watered.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, I'm sorry to the other ones, but y'all's was great. Keep them coming. I'm sure we're gonna have. Do we have another contest?
Yeah, let's do a tailgate inspired cook. So maybe since we are social distancing, maybe you can't get out to a tailgate. So maybe you do one at home. So do an at home tailgate inspired dish, backyard cook, however you want to do it.
Yeah, so chicken wings, hamburgers, brisket, whatever you would think you would cook at a tailgate, cook it. Post it. We'll create a post. On this one, we'll give away not only our sauce and the Noble rub, but we'll give out a sample of our 3 different rubs that we're creating. So you'll get the hot porker rub, the porker rub, and the holy garlic rub before they're released.
Nice.
So you get to try them before anybody else.
That's awesome.
Awesome. And we'll do a big one coming up. We will do. I think we have toyed with the notion of doing a actual brisket. Kind of doing a giveaway on brisket. I know some other cooks that we know have done it for it. Our biggest thing is how to ship it if somebody wins it a little further off. So once we figure out that, we'll do it. I will actually pay, as I'm getting a look from my wife. I will pay for the brisket to be done, to be bought. I will buy the brisket. Randy, of course, would knock it out for it as far as cooking it. And then I may even have to pay for shipping on it, depending on where to ship it. If it's local, we will be more than happy to. I can deliver it for you. Um, for it, but we're working out the rest of the details on that, along with, of course, some other stuff for podcasts. So that will be one that we will do down the road. I've put it out there. There's no turning back on it now. But
yeah, we can give them the option whether if they want it cooked or if they want to cook it themselves.
We can do that. Because we could season it up, inject it. We do have we can kind of wrap it up real good. We've got the sink wrap. I can't think of the name for it right now. The vacuum seal, so we can vacuum seal it up and then get it over to you as quick as we can. Like I said, if we need to do that. So like I said, I'll get with me and Randy. We'll sit down and figure it out on it, and we'll go from there. And we'll figure that out along with some other stuff. So this next competition, this next contest is going to be great. I'm interested to see these entries. Keep them coming. Definitely keep your questions coming in, and we'll go from there. Anything else you want to add before we end this episode, Randy?
Send in your questions, whether it's for us or if it's for Kevin with Holy Smoked. If you have any questions for him, let us know so that way we can ask him when he hops on with us next weekend. And then, of course, just check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Big Selena's Barbecue. You can email us, bigselenasbarbecue@gmail.com. Order your sauce at bigselenasbarbecue.com. Or, if you're near a store in Houston or something, or you just want to see where you can buy sauce, bigselenasbarbecue.com, order sauce, and that'll be your link to show you where you can find the nearest store that has it.
Yeah, this has been a great thing. I think we did say I'm just looking up something as you mentioned, Big Selena's Barbecue. This is actually episode 4, first one of the new year. So we did our Christmas special and New Year special last week, and then so we'll do some other specials coming up. Definitely keep it coming as we get closer to as we move further and further into this new year 2021. We want to help you out any way we can. So even if you have a catering question, definitely keep those in. Any way we can help you. Maybe you're looking at potentially you want to do catering. You have a little thing and you want to do it. We're more than happy to kind of help you answer some questions of how some stuff we do it. If you have a catering need, nothing's too big or small. We do travel. I think we've been pretty far. We've been on the other side of Weatherford to drop off some food before. So we will go as far as you need us to go. Because like I said, that's one of the biggest things we enjoy doing is helping your needs, your family out, and whatever it is, whether it be a birthday, whether it be not Christmas, wedding, quinceanera, whatever it is, we can help you out in that regards, and we'll go from there. We will have some new podcasts coming out here, new ideas. Hey, maybe you have an idea for that. Hey, you want to talk about, y'all talk about restaurants. That's going to be one I want to kind of do is some barbecue restaurants out there. We may do some reviews on that coming up for us. So if you have any other things or maybe ideas you want us to talk about on a episode of our podcast, definitely shoot that over to us and we will be more than happy to help y'all out and answer those questions or bring that topic up and talk about it. You got anything else, Randy?
Nope.
All right. So again, that was we want to thank you all for listening into this. Please stay safe out there. Wear your mask. Do your hand sanitizer. Wash your hands. Stay safe out there. Stay safe cooking as well. Keep those grills lit. Keep your smoke not burning black but white. That great smoke. Like I said, we enjoy working, helping you out, working with small businesses. Keep going to those small businesses instead of those big chains. Definitely like your Chart 380s, your Joe's Meat Market, just to name a few. Keep going to those small businesses and helping those people out, because they need your help just as much as anybody else out there. Again, cook with love, cook with passion, cook with confidence, and we'll see y'all down the road.